Hi everyone. So I'm actually going to do a few asanas for tight hamstrings. So it will be downward facing dog, triangle, and wide leg forward fold. So I'm going to break each one of those postures down for you. So if you remember anything about the videos that I've done before, is that I always like to tell you how things are going to feel in your body. So for example, I am cold, I have not been flowing or anything like that. So this is a perfect time to kind of show how the postures will feel. So for downward facing dog, I'm going to actually start in mountain pose and then fold myself forward down towards my mat. So my hamstrings are really, really tight. So I can feel all that pulling here. So I'm going to bring my hands down to the mat, extend my feet out behind me, and then I'm going to push my hips back towards the back of the room. So I'm going to bring my feet in, pedal out my legs, and I'm going to just stay here for a few breaths. So, and then one of the things I might do is bend my knees because I feel like the posture is more accessible to me in that way. You don't have to have your heels on the floor, which is a misconception a lot of people have. So we're going to breathe. So inhale deeply in through your nose, exhale out through your mouth, and really work and focus on getting deeper into that posture. And the more and the longer that you stay in the posture, the more that you'll start to feel your body loosen up. And my hands are a little slippery on my mat. I need a yoga towel. So I'm going to inhale and look back towards the front of my mat, and I'm going to step towards the front of my mat. One posture that I did not mention is ragdoll pose. So bring your feet hip width distance apart, bend your knees, bring your hands down to your mat. Maybe you grab the opposite edges of both of your elbows and swing from side to side. And if you want, you can stay right here. Like, you don't have to sway from side to side. Really just let your head hang heavy. My chin is towards my chest. My knees are bent. My feet are really strong on the floor. And breathe. All right, bring my hands back down to my mat and gently roll myself up one vertebrae at a time until I'm at standing. Okay, so the next posture is triangle pose. One of the things that I like to do for triangle pose is you're standing at attention, which is fine. Let's use our left foot this time. Bring your left foot forward. Bring your foot back to 45-degree angle, so it's parallel to the back of your mat, so maybe that's 90 degrees, my apologies. So it's gonna look a bit like warrior two, okay? So your front knee is stacked over your ankle, your foot is firmly pressed onto your mat, your back foot is firmly pressed onto the mat as well. So you may start in warrior two, which is fine. So triangle pose consists of kicking your hips back towards the back of the room and straightening out that front leg, okay? Don't lock your knee, just allow your body to naturally shift back into this posture. Shift your arms forward, tick-tock your arms to extended triangle pose. You can bring your gaze up towards the ceiling or bring your gaze down towards the floor, whichever is the most comfortable for you. I always want to talk to people about the accessibility of a posture and also what it feels like in your neck. So don't have your shoulders like rolled up to your ears. Roll your shoulders down your back. Relax yourself. If you can bring your fingertips down to your mat, that's great. If you cannot, put a block underneath your hands so you bring the earth up to you, so your hands will look like that. So we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Breathe. Gently bring yourself back up so your arms are parallel out like you're in warrior two. So you're coming back into warrior two. Take your left foot and parallel it to the side of your mat and prepare for wide leg forward fold. So there are a couple of things to remember for wide leg forward fold. And I'll bring my shirt up to a little knot so you can see what I'm doing here. So in wide leg forward fold, both of your feet are parallel to both the outer edges of both of your mat, okay? Your core is engaged and you want to hinge at your hips. One of the things that I like to share with people is put your hand, like your hands were here before, remember? Bring your hands down to your hips and gently fold over at your hips. So you're slowly going to lower yourself down towards your mat. Your hamstrings might be screaming, so you can take your hands and place them down on your mat. A block is also perfect here. You can move your legs out just a bit. You'll feel that all in your hamstrings. One other thing I like to tell people to do is shift your weight towards the balls of your feet, which is where your body will be in perfect alignment for this posture. Maybe you grab both of your ankles if it's accessible for you. Maybe you lower your head down, and this is where you can move into inversions. But the important part to know is that you will feel this stretch in your hamstrings. It should feel really good. If it starts to hurt, back yourself out of the posture. So know the difference between discomfort and pain. Okay? So we shift our weight forward just a bit. Hamstrings are on fire. Another modification for this posture, if you cannot do it completely, guess what you do? Bend your knees and then fold forward. Grab your ankles, grab your calves, whatever's the most comfortable for you, but don't lock your knees. That's the most important part. So your knees are gentle. Your feet are firmly pressed into the mat. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself back up to a gentle tabletop almost, or halfway lift is what I like to call it, my apologies. And then bring yourself up. Okay? So your feet are still parallel, so you can turn your heels in, turn the back in, work yourself back to center. So that's how you can gently do that. So I wanted to just do a couple of postures for you today to actually show you what to do when your hamstrings are really tight. So I hope those are really helpful for you, and look out for more videos coming this week. All right, thanks. Have a great day.